So, first topic on the deck is, this comes by way of a rapper by the name of King Yella. He's from Chicago, and unfortunately, during the shooting of a music video, he was shot at. Okay, so he was wounded. There weren't fatal wounds or anything like that. He survived. He was recovered in the hospital and what have you. But nonetheless, the ironic thing about this is the fact that he was shot during a music video that was promoting the Black Lives Matter movement. So it's disturbingly ironic, to say the least, that not only did he get shot, but he got shot during a music video shooting for such a topic, basically. And this has been like the hottest topic for the last 2 years, basically, ever since that hashtag came about. But nonetheless, he had a few things to say about it on social media, and this is what he said, and I quote, "I'm shooting a mother-effing Black Lives Matter video, and mother-effers come and shoot at me. It's cool, you know. I wish you N-words the best of luck, you know, whoever you was. But guess what, man? The devil be working, but he can't overcome God, you feel me? You bitch-ass N-words can't stop me. You dumb-ass N-words. Right out the hospital, this ish just happened. Come on, man. It's all good, man. I ain't gonna brag or nothing, but y'all N-words hoes. Y'all had me. You could have shot me right in the face, you weak-ass N-words. Y'all N-words didn't even hit my bitch. Y'all hoe-ass, bitch-ass N-words." Okay, so, suffice to say, he was pretty pissed off about it. But then again, who wouldn't be? You're getting shot at and you eventually get shot. But, you know, all jokes aside, though, this speaks to a bigger issue, and that's with gun violence. Not only just gun violence in general, but gun violence in Chicago, basically. Because for whatever reason, that is a breeding ground for violence. Up until now, up until this point in the year, there have been 47 confirmed murders in Chicago because of gun violence. And even so, just breaking news actually before I went on the air, it was reported that Dwayne Wade's cousin was shot and killed in Chicago. I don't know the details about it, but it just lets you know that no one is safe in the Windy City. And I've never been to Chicago. I'm obviously not from Chicago. All I see on TV and media about Chicago, you know, besides from the gun shooting, I hear about, you know, the lovely architecture of Chicago, the Chicago skyline and what have you. I've listened to rappers, Kanye West and Common, speak about the beauty of Chicago. But then on the other side, you have this whole Chirac thing going on where a whole bunch of people who are in gangs or whatever the case may be are just killing each other for no reason. And I don't understand it. I was watching a few clips of ESPN's First Take today, and they were doing a bit of a summit hearing with athletes in the NBA, talking about what they can do to speak out against the violence happening in Chicago. They had Draymond Green, they had the newest signee to the Chicago Bulls, Rajon Rondo, speak on it. So I feel like, first of all, it needs to be talked about, which is what we're doing right now, which is the important thing, but also it needs to be resolved somehow. I don't know what the gun laws are like in Chicago. I know they vary from state to state. I know in New York they have a zero tolerance issue. So like if you have a gun that's not registered, then you're going to be serving jail time. So I don't know if they have that in Chicago, but I feel like if they don't, then they need to implement something like that or something that's even more strict. Me personally, I am not one for gun laws. I don't believe in the right to bear arms. I feel like that Second Right Amendment is so antiquated because we're talking about an amendment that was created in the 1800s, and that was for people who were in militias, who had muskets, who had to clean out their barrel every time they let a shot off, basically. So I feel like if they are going to continue to have that amendment, they need to edit it. They need to make it more modern. So like have a law where you can have a firearm as long as it's registered, and that you have to re-register for that firearm like once every 5 years. Kind of like a passport, where you have to get yourself a 5-year or a 10-year passport, basically. You have to do some sort of psyche evaluation on the person who is carrying the gun. And my personal opinion, if that person has been convicted or charged of any crime, then they are not allowed to have a gun at all. That's just my personal opinion. I mean, in Canada, the gun laws are very much more strict over here, and thank goodness they are, because they reduce the amount of violence. And I feel like if America just stuck to that mantra, then I would like to believe that there wouldn't be as much gun violence. Like, there's no reason why we should have people shooting up movie theaters and elementary schools. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for, you know, Hucklebuck Finn to carry an AR-15 while he's shopping for plywood at Home Depot. But then police want to go ahead and shoot someone like Alton Sterling for having a registered firearm, or to shoot someone like Philando Castile, who had a registered firearm, who was an educator as well. But hey, that's none of my business. That's my stance on the matter. What do you guys think? Hit me up on Twitter at GM_cool and let me know your thoughts.